Some people will tell you, I have not seen a NEPA line coming from another country to this country. But all these generations are they not import. We import energy from other countries. In terms of competition for resources, you see that it affects our fiscal and personnel costs and also the effect on our economic stability. One thing we know, and I know that even a blind man knows that Nigeria has no energy security. We know that. And you know what it has, how it has affected the entire economy. I remember when I was interviewing one of the managing directors of one of the defunct textile factories in Ghana. I remember what he told me when they were still there under a Lido project. He said that their problem is not having 24-hour service in terms of electricity. That if they can predict that electricity will be there from 2 to 9 in the night, that will help. But they cannot. How many times have life been taken since we started this workshop? Some of us cannot remember because it has been multiple times. So that energy security is a very big cost. Equality on local, sub-regional, regional, and global scales. Why I brought this sub-regional is you go to these little countries. I'm sorry to call them small countries, but they are smaller when you compare them with Nigeria and West Africa. You stay in their country, you see that in terms of energy security, they are better than us. I remember staying in Dakar for one month, and it was only once that they took light on one of the Thursdays, and they said it was announced. I said, what do you mean? They said it was announced that they would take light for 3 hours. I said, in a West African country. So those are the kind of things you begin to wonder. So you now see that climate change cannot just, it's not just about climate. You now see that if we take it in the right way, we have to, you see, we mitigate a lot of problems. We solve a lot of problems in order to tackle climate change that will help us grow, even grow better than the kind of growth we are seeing today. This is evidence because health is very important when we talk about climate change. Some of you may know this woman, Margaret Chan, in 2009. He was talking about how benefits of healthy mitigation of climate change. These were the 3 things he said. Sustainable urban transport. And I'm happy it was one of the things the IMC is trying to look at. Sustainable urban transport. You see, once it's 2 o'clock in Abuja, everywhere will be hold up because everybody is going for school run. You see everybody, including upstairs, everybody is going for school run. Once it's between 2 and 4. So, say that sustainable urban transport will cause heart disease and stroke by up to 20%. I know what it means whenever you are in the office and you know you are going to carry a child and you find out that 10 minutes has passed. You see how it happens, how it affects your heart. So those are the kind of things you see that, because when we talk about climate change, people begin to look at the environment only. You see that if we take it in the right step, we find out that we will solve a lot of other problems which we have been suffering for a very long time. They talked about improved schools. I'm sorry to say this, 2014, I don't know whether it was the election campaign strategy. There was a time we had about sharing how many millions of schools.
1 billion. 1
billion schools, about 1 billion schools. I don't know whether those schools, the maker has died or the making is not accepted. I don't know what really happened. So those are the kind of things. So you now see that we can even start with that improved schools. It's something we can do and it will affect. She gave an example of how it can affect, say, 2 million lives over 10 years in India alone. And you know, we are also a populated country where we are also suffering from such things like the Indians. Health benefits from actions to reduce greenhouse gases emission will substantially offset mitigation costs. That is just the bane of this statement from Margaret Chan in 2009. So I now said, what's the strategy that Nigeria needs? First, to look at what actually constitutes climate change allocations and expenditure, and integrate both vertically and horizontally. Some people will say, what do we mean? Vertically, I'm looking at the tiers of government. Some people have raised that. The tiers, federal, state, local, because we can't just be talking about the federal. You look at vertically and you look at horizontal. Those MDAs, they are the guys at the horizontal level. So across sectors, and with involvement of multiple actors, here the private sector must be part of it. It is not just something you do because you are the government. And there are people who are experts in climate change, who if they tell you something about climate change, you will open your mouth and be marveled. So we have to mainstream that into existing planning and our budgeting system. It shouldn't be left to the budget officers to decide how they to incorporate climate change in their budgeting system. There's also need for evidence-based reporting on the steps taken by the country, including the amount of domestic owned resources committed to address climate change. Most times, we can leverage on the international development partners, the donor community, but at least we have to also document what we have done on our own to talk about climate change. Strengthen the existing national and subnational planning and budgeting system for managing domestic resources, which in turn creates the right condition for international climate change finance to flow. Because this international climate change finance cannot just come in when you don't strengthen what is already there, both at the federal and at the state level. Then bring public sources of climate change finance, both those international and national, into the national planning and budgeting system. And this should be delivered through the country system, our own system, and make sure that it aligns with private sources of climate change finance with the overall fiscal policy framework. Yes, this is like best practices for planning. Some countries have tried to look at that. The most cost-effective short term. So you look at the short term, you look at the longer term. What do I need to do with the short term? Substitute natural gas for coal. Fortunately for us, even our coal is lying there, nobody is using them. Substitute nuclear for coal. I would question where you see nuclear, because I don't think I'm an advocate of that. At least let's improve in terms of technology before we begin to talk about nuclear. Substitute wind. Wind, we know we can do that. Hydro, we know we can do that. Then for a longer term, for 20 to 100 years, we can look at more wind, more nuclear, hydro, biomass, energy cropping. It's not just crop, you crop energy, coal-fired electricity. There we have renewable coal now. There is a way you use coal. It won't emit gases like it used to do. In terms of hydrogen production, you sequester it from time to time. Solar is there for us to do. In fact, America is doing what they call artificial photosynthesis and nuclear fusion in order for them to see how we can get the best. So I look at the Kyoto measures. What can we borrow there for us to be able to latch onto this? Institute a moderate carbon tax on refined gasoline, coal, and reduce or eliminate subsidy for oil and coal. Like I said, unfortunately, Nigeria is yet to utilize our coal endowment, and we have already removed subsidies for oil. So I think we will say we have gotten this. We also promote increased infrastructure capacity for natural gas transport, eventual hydrogen transport, modernize the electrical grid, and allow for distributed generation. And R1G, you now mentioned the research and development, which is lacking. If you look at the list of MDAs in Nigeria, you see that we have a lot of research institutes. And I doubt if we have ever called on all of them to come and tell us what they have found every year. I think that's also an angle we have to look at. There are some research. We have the Institute for Oceanographic Studies there in New Abuja. We have a lot of them that are looking at this. What are they doing? Let's see how we can do what they call clean coal or clean energy and other things, and so on. Increase tax credit and incentives for use of renewable sources. For factories or industries that use this wind, solar, and biomass, you can give them tax incentives for doing that. Yeah. So possible policies Nigeria can adopt. Climate change, as I said, we must know that it is real. What can Nigeria do? We can have caps on emission. And that is where all this gas flaring and all this. Like somebody said, my fear always when we say do this by the year 2030 or 2020 is because I've heard it a lot. I remember when we thought, there was a time we thought